negative items on your credit report and you want to remove them, I don't care what it is, collection, foreclosure, repossession, charge-offs, late payments, then I'm going to show you exactly how to remove these. This is kind of a beginner's type of deal. You can use this to virtually remove any negative item using this. Why? To get results. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Mine say it all. If you need help removing negative items from your credit report, head over to my740.com, schedule a call with me, or send me a message. I will help if I can. I don't have a lot of space in my program, but that is why we do this call, so that I can determine if I'm able to assist you. For each account, we need to create a dispute reason that uses the most impactful facts from the actual report to support our argument. That is why it's called factual-based disputes. I promise you that when all of this comes together, it's going to make absolute sense. To create these arguments, we use the AJERO formula explained on the worksheet below. For each account, we're using only one dispute reason. I don't care if there's like 50 different things that are inaccurate on the account. We're only using one. People think, and I used to think the same thing, that you're going to be able to remove this thing by putting all of your reasons onto the same account in one letter. And what happens when you put all your eggs in one basket is that when it comes back and they verify it as accurate, now you have nothing left to dispute and you're using last resort dispute reasons. And we do not want to do that. This is why we're putting one letter in an envelope, 10 accounts per letter, and one dispute reason per account. Because when they come back and they want to play games, which is their job to do, their job is not to help you remove these from your credit report. Now we're going to have more that we can come at them with. So on each letter, we're sending no more than 10 disputed accounts, as I just mentioned. If you have more than 10, send another letter. It's only another stamp. Use the biggest ammo dispute reasons, rounds 1 through 5, and you stay at the top of the hierarchy using the dispute funnel and evolution line method. So your backups and your last resorts never have to be used. We're using this worksheet to map out our biggest ammo for disputes. We have an inverted dispute reason pyramid. We have our biggest ammo reasons, which are rounds 1 through 5. Then we have our backups, like rounds 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then our last resort. With rounds 1 through 5, we have date of last activity, payment, notice of dispute, charge-offs, monthly payments for collections, late and past dues, and then status, update, and date last reported. Now, your backups, the things that you don't want to be using unless you absolutely have to, are going to be balance, payment history, high balance, past due, method of verification, transferred or sold for collections, and limit. The things you don't want to use are going to be open date, type, terms, comments, status details, payments, account limit, and account number. Those are the things that it's like, I've done everything I possibly could. I don't know what I could possibly do more than what I've already done. And now I need to figure things out. We don't ever want to come to that point. That's why we're doing this. That is the inverted pyramid, and we're going to write down the following directly from the credit report. We're going to have our credit report take each of these parts directly from there and fill this up. Account number, date of last activity, date of payment, monthly payment, balance, open date, past due, type, terms, late payments, and you want the month, the year, status, comments, and additional information such as payment status details, account status, etc. Looking at the biggest ammo against your negative item, which dispute would be best to start with for round 1? And then you have to ask yourself, why? Why is this at the top of the hierarchy? Why is this the most impactful? Why do I think that this is going to remove whatever it is that I'm disputing? And for tracking purposes, you're going to write your dispute that you started with. Date of last activity for Capital One, account number 517805. Are there any inaccuracies between bureaus? Write each one you find. Example, balance. Experian is $1, Equifax $2, TransUnion is $1. Date of last activity for Experian is 4/22/19, Equifax 4/1/19, TransUnion 3/15/2016. Now we want to create our dispute reason. After looking at your account info and inaccuracies, where did you find the biggest ammo? Normally, that is in the date of last activity. If your account is verified, what would be your next best dispute reason? It's like playing chess. You need to see your future moves, setting the follow-up. You will either assume the info will be the same or wait till a new credit report is available to work out your dispute workflow. Send out your disputes, count 30 days from the date your disputes were received, and you're going to pull a new report. Section 2 Round 2, if any information for the account has changed, list it below. The account number, data loss activity, data payment, monthly payment balance, open date, past due, type, terms, late payments, comments, and additional information. Was the notice of dispute entered within 30 days from the date they received your dispute? This notice will state something along the lines of disputed by consumer in the comment section of the account. Choose yes or no. And if the notice of dispute was not entered within 30 days, it is a violation of Section 623. And this is the number one key to the credit sweep process. Based on the new information reporting on your account, what would be the next best reason? You want to see the question in section 1 and check if your choice has changed. Map it out. Based on round 1, section 1, and round 2, section 2, you want to map out what you believe the next best reason would be to use. And this is actually going to change based on any of the new information on your credit report or mail that you received. Now you can go and do the same thing for round 3, round 4, round 5, round 6, and round 7. And your follow-up. Why do you believe that your dispute reasons are not working for each round? Because obviously, if you're going round 4, round 5, round 6, round 7, you're doing something wrong. Are you detailing dates and amounts? Sending out a new round after 30 days? Receiving stall or scare tactics? Sending disputes with copies of ID, SSN, or proof of address? Detail your thoughts below and adjust for each round, because you can't just say, oh, it's the Bureau's fault. No, there's something that you are doing that is not working, and that is why we're going over this, because you need to find that reason that the account is still on there. This is what I do for every account every time I create a new dispute letter. I use the AJERO formula. I created a couple cheat sheets, going to the one on the right first. Here's your dispute flow. Always check for these inaccuracies first. Balance, past due, monthly payment on a closed account, late payments on collections, and of course we have date less active, date less paid, so on and so forth. And then what to dispute first if no blatant inaccuracies. Like I said, data loss activity and data loss payment. As a backup, if verified, status update date, notice of dispute, payment history, first date of delinquency, high balance, balance, and past due. Now, if we go to my cheat sheet that I created over here, let's go scroll over here. We have our hierarchy for our dispute reason. We have date last active. How can you report 3 different dates last active? Delete it. Put the facts on there. Date last paid. Account reports last paid on 2 different years. Delete. The account has been re-aged. If date last payment is there, you have to look at the date last active. Notice of dispute. This is actually required to be entered no more than 30 days after they received your first dispute, not your second, not your third, but your first. Otherwise, it is a violation of Section 623, and they need to delete that account. Status update. You didn't update the status date, which means you didn't investigate. They are required to update the date last reported, or the status update date, when they verify your account as accurate. There's no investigation. They're not doing any sort of verification, which is why it makes no sense to do any sort of method of verification request, but that's a different video. So when they don't change this date, and it says, let's just say that they were supposed to have verified it in July, but it still says last year or January, that means that no investigation could have possibly taken place because they didn't change this date. Payment history. Why are there different late payment dates than the other bureaus? And you list those dates, remove for inaccuracy. Now, we have a hierarchy for dispute reasons, method of verification. I'm providing facts from my credit reports. How did you verify as accurate inaccurate data? First delinquency. Date shows that I was late, but this isn't correct. Please remove this account. You can use first date of delinquency to update and first date of delinquency to delete. You have to look at what type of account it is and whether you have more than 3 late payments. If it's a charge off, you can't fix that. Then monthly payment. Report a monthly payment of X, but this is a closed account. Delete immediately. Once closed, there should not be a monthly payment on there. If it is a charge off, there should not be a monthly payment. If it is a collection, there shouldn't be a monthly payment. Speaking of collections, there should be no past due, no late payments, and no limit. High balance. You report the balance of X as higher than the high balance of X, remove for inaccuracy. Independent investigation. I know that you did not do an independent investigation. I need proof you didn't just repeat what the creditor told you. Cheat sheet for letters. We're going to skip section 609 because people don't use it correctly. Validation of debt. Validation of debt, third-party collections. Section 623 used to dispute directly with the original creditor. Round 1 should be asking for help as a regular Joe or a regular Jane. Section 1680, well, it's not Section 1681, it's 1681, must be accurate, complete, and verifiable. Round 3 asks for proof of independent investigation. Section 611 cannot be reinserted without notification within 5 business days after reinsertion. And then round 6, restate your best dispute reason in the first paragraph. So you're actually still going to be using new and relevant information from the credit report, but you're restating in that first paragraph your best dispute reason. And then for reasons, we kind of already went over this, but date last active, this actually stipulates when the account naturally falls off. Date last paid is used as a comparison tool, such as 3 dates against each other. Notice of dispute is required to report within 30 days of receipt on letter 1. Method of verification, how did they verify inaccuracy as accurate? Status update, I see a typo, but it's when verified as accurate, date should update. Monthly payment cannot be reported on a closed account. High balance cannot be lower than the balance. Payment history, you're disputing the oldest late payment. As I was never late, delete this account. Use this cheat sheet as a guide when disputing so you don't use the wrong letter or dispute reason, right? This could set you back by 30 days or block your ability to remove negative items. You have to be careful because I wanted you to stay till the end. But what I want for you to start thinking about how you can dissect your accounts and come up with the best possible reason using the information directly on your credit report to remove those collections and your charge-offs and your repossessions and all of that stuff. It's not as simple as comparing 2 bureaus or all 3. You have to know why an account or what an account should look like to say, hey, this is not reported accurately. We went over how to use the AJERO formula to remove virtually any negative item on your credit report by dissecting every single part of the account and using those facts to support our arguments. Stop sending out templates. It's not as simple as just saying, oh, well, section 609, and you're required to report back to me or respond within 30 days. You're not going to be able to force them to do anything. We're talking about regular consumer law. No one's getting in trouble. No one's going to jail. No one's losing their job. Like, they high five each other when they get rid of you. You need to be that dude. You need to be that chick banging at that door until they open. And when they open, you need to assault them on paper. They don't care about your threats. There's a specific way to remove these things by building our paper trail against them. You're probably not going to remove your collections or charge-offs on round 1. It's going to take time. And that is one thing that's like a huge misconception. People think that just because I have some inaccuracies on here that I'm going to be able to remove these things in 30 days. I promise you that when you take the time to do this, you will be able to remove these things. It's not going to happen in 30 days. It's not going to happen in 14 days. It's not going to happen in 7 days. We will prevail when we write our factual disputes to the bureaus using the AJERO formula. For every client that I have, every single time I write that letter, every single time I write a dispute reason, it always, always, always follows action, justifier, element, reason, outcome. My letter answers why I'm writing, what I want them to do. I ask for a new credit report. Speaking of which, if the bureaus are not responding to you, it doesn't matter when you're using factual disputes because everything we need is from the credit report. People get caught up on the fact that the bureaus didn't respond in 30 days. It doesn't matter what they do. It's about what we do. We build our paper trail and get results by not going away. When you send the date last active and they say it's verified, you go to the date last paid. When they come back and they say it's verified, you go to the notice of dispute and you hit them with a violation. When they say that that's verified and you know that's absolute bullshit, now you go to the date last reported. When they come back and say the date last reported is whatever, you go to independent investigation and payment history. That's what I'm talking about with a hierarchy, a workflow, a specific way to attack them, because we're not sending the same thing over and over. It's new and relevant information taken directly from the credit report to support our arguments reported by the bureaus, the creditors, and the collectors every month. If you want to see if I can do a credit sweep for you, head over to my740.com. Any one of my other videos, post a comment and let me know what it is after you smash the like on whatever that video is. Letting me know whatever you are having issues with, and I might include it. I'm going to shut up now. I hope you have a great one. See you tomorrow. I'm probably not going to go live. If not, I will post a regular video. See you later. Bye.